Let's talk about Justin Fields. Why does
Justin Skylar Fields is an American football quarterback for the Chicago Bears of the National Football League. He born March 5, 1999. Following a stint at the Georgia, he played college football at Ohio State. Fields attended Harrison High School in Kennesaw, Georgia. In 2 years as the starting quarterback for Harrison, he totaled 4,187 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns, 2,096 rushing yards, and 28 rushing touchdowns. In the summer before his senior year in 2017, he attended the Elite 11 quarterback competition and was named MVP of the event.
I met him in the 7th grade at a camp I was doing at Lassiter High School. His dad and a guy by the name of Eddie Prince.
Fields was rated as a 5-star recruit and was the highest-rated dual-threat quarterback in the class of 2018 by ESPN, Rivals.com, and 247sports.com. ESPN listed him as the top recruit overall, while Rivals and 247 Sports ranked him second behind fellow quarterback and Georgia native Trevor Lawrence. In October 2017, Fields committed to the University of Georgia to play college football after withdrawing a previous commitment to Penn State.
Seeing him start to really put on tape what it's supposed to look like, he just sort of knocked the door down.
In his true freshman season at Georgia in 2018, Fields served as the backup to starting quarterback Jake Fromm. On September 29th, against Tennessee, he had 5 carries for 45 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the 38-12 victory. In a late-season 66-27 rout of UMass, Fields threw 2 touchdowns passes and ran for another on the ground, finishing with 121 passing yards and 100 rushing yards.
And the way people looked at him in terms of his quarterback talent
In the 2019 Fiesta Bowl against Clemson, he had 320 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions in the 29-23 loss in the college football playoff semifinal. He finished the season with 3,273 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions to go along with 484 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns.
His first year for me was pretty stressful. You know, you hear the best will play, you get a fair shot. I knew he could.
Fields entered the 2020 season as a leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. Fields helped lead the Buckeyes to another undefeated regular season and Big Ten championship with a 22-10 victory over Northwestern. Fields finished the shortened 2020 season with 2,100 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He also added 383 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He repeated as the Big Ten's Offensive Player of the Year and unanimous first-team All-Conference. On January 18, 2021, Fields announced that he would be foregoing his final 2 years of eligibility to enter the 2021 NFL Draft.
This environment kind of just gave me a shock, and I didn't expect it to happen, so I definitely...
Fields won his first career start in a 24-14 victory against the Detroit Lions. He completed 11 of 17 passes for 209 yards and had 1 interception off a deflected pass. In Week 11 against the Baltimore Ravens, Fields exited the game during the 3rd quarter with an injury to his ribs. He was replaced by Dalton in the 16-13 loss. He returned in a Week 14 loss to the Green Bay Packers, but an ankle injury in the following week's defeat to the Minnesota Vikings sidelined him for another 2 games. He finished the season 5th in quarterback rushing yards at 420, the most among rookies, but also had the 3rd most quarterback fumbles at 12 and the 2nd most lost fumbles at 5.
For another opportunity to go up against Dabo Swinney and the Tigers.
Now he's showing some toughness there. I bet he's not pain-free at the moment, but he's not going to...
Fields' 2022 season began with a 19-10 victory over the San Francisco 49ers, completing 8 of 17 passes for 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. In Week 9 against the Miami Dolphins, Fields set the NFL single-game regular season record for quarterback rushing yards at 178, surpassing Michael Vick's 20-year record. He also became the first NFL player to have 3 touchdown passes and rushed for at least 150 yards in the same game and scored the Bears franchise's longest quarterback rushing touchdown at 61 yards.
Their opinion.
Although the Bears lost 35-32, Fields was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. In the next week's matchup with the Detroit Lions, Fields became the first NFL quarterback to rush for 140 yards in consecutive games, and the first in the Super Bowl era to have multiple rushing touchdowns of over 60 yards. However, the Bears lost 31-30.
Being kind of home and, complacent.
There's been too much talking lately, so you show your work, that's it.
I know that,
Fields finished his second year with 1,143 rushing yards, making him the third NFL quarterback after Vic and Lamar Jackson to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. However, he also led the league in sacks taken at 55 and fumbles at 16. Fields' 2023 season began with a 38-20 loss against the Green Bay Packers, completing 24 of 37 passes for 216 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception that became a pick six. With the loss, the Bears started 0-2 for the first time since 2017. In Week 3, the Bears traveled to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to face Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, losing 41-10. Fields completed 11 passes on 22 attempts for 99 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception, and rushed 11 times for 47 yards. The Bears started 0-3 for the first time since 2016. Despite suffering a head injury, Fields did not miss a play. In Week 4, against the Denver Broncos, Fields started a perfect 16 for 16 in the first half, which was a Bears franchise record. Fields also had his first career 300-yard passing game. In total, Fields completed 28 of 35 passes for 335 yards and threw 4 touchdown passes and 1 interception. The following week against the Washington Commanders, Fields would finally lead the Bears to their first win of the year, a 40-20 victory that saw Fields toss 4 touchdowns for the second straight week, 3 of which were to star wideout DJ Moore. In Week 6 against the Minnesota Vikings, Fields struggled mightily, being pressured constantly and only completing 6 of his 10 passes for 58
He's reading
yards
Anzalone off the edge, number 34. But I'd love that they put somebody out in front of Fields also.
Dislocated his shoulder and thumb while being sacked by Danielle Hunter and was replaced by undrafted rookie Tyson Bagent for the rest of the game as the Bears lost 19-13 to fall to 1-5. He returned in Week 11 against the Detroit Lions, in which the Bears took a 26-14 lead late in the fourth quarter, but ended up losing, dropping to 3-8. Fields finished the game with 169 yards passing and a touchdown while also rushing 18 times for a team-high 104 yards. Fields and the Bears then played the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football in Week 12, where the Bears won 12-10 off a game-winning field goal with 10 seconds left. Fields threw for 217 yards, including the 36-yard pass to DJ Moore that put the Bears in field goal range late in the fourth quarter and rushed for an additional 59.